You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Hi, welcome back. I'm Rhonda, that can influence her. Thank you so much for tuning in all over social media: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Deezer, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Podchaser. The world of podcasting is just so vast and expanding, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, and I'm glad that you're listening. Wow, that story last week, yeah, on the third agreement, don't make assumptions. I had to listen to that back. I thought, I should probably re record it, to get a better version of it. And I said, no, I'm just going to let that stand the way it is. I think that was the best way that I could try to explain to you to don't make assumptions. Get your facts. I mean, can you imagine being that young teenage boy and you have three people, three adults pointing the finger at you, telling you, yes, I saw you. You were the person who I know murdered that jewelry store owner. And it took his dentist to clear him, to say that no, it couldn't be him because he had braces. I know because I took the braces off of him just a few months ago, and the crime was committed a year ago. I mean, things like this happen all the time. We think we're getting it right, and we're not. And I think people get caught up. I can't imagine being asked, if something like that happened, they said, did you see it? And you saw a little bit of it and you're trying to remember it, or you think you saw what you saw and you've got the police on your back. I mean, I know now, if I absolutely do not know, then I don't know, because I'm not going to put somebody in that position. I'm so glad that that young man did make a recovery and that he did not get convicted of that crime. Thank goodness for that freshman public defender who did her homework. I mean, he's very lucky to have had her. I want to move on to the fourth agreement, and this one is my favorite one. I usually start with the fourth agreement first. It's always do your best. Always do your best. And when I do my best, I think of, well, what is my best? Well, my best is being impeccable with my word, not taking anything personally, and not making assumptions. When I do that, I stay away from all the emotional, gossipy stuff that's going on around me, and I stay focused so I can do my best. I want you to be your best. Being your best means that you're also being a good influence. Let's talk more about that. Episode 13. Always do your best. Save the best for last. This podcast may contain copyright material not authorized for use by the owner. However, the podcast creator believes that use for this material falls under the fair use exemption. For more information, please refer to Section 107 of the Copyright Act. The fourth agreement: always do your best, saving the best for last. This one is my favorite agreement because I usually start with the fourth agreement as my first agreement. And I know when I remind myself every day to always do my best. So I know that I need to do my workout, I need to do my podcast, I need to eat healthy, I need to do some writing, some studying, do some volunteer work, clean my home, all the good things, love my neighbors dogs. And when I start from that place, I keep my word impeccable. I don't take anything personally, and I don't make assumptions. That one is a big one. We really have to calm our minds to, when we see stuff or hear stuff, to not think that, oh, okay, well, that means this or that means that. So I tell myself, nope, slow down, do your best. That's the information you heard. And if you want to know more about that, then you can research it and get more facts and talk to other people, which may or may not be the truth, but that is the action of doing your best. Remember what I said? Keeping your side of the street clean. That is what is important. I also want to tell you that your best changes. Yeah, it changes. When you continue to do your best, just as you're doing as a human being, you're evolving. So your best can get better and better and better and better. There's this one example though. When I used to get sick, I'd get like a cold or something, I would always work through it. I would not allow myself, my body, the downtime to get better. That's doing your best too. When you don't feel good, what's your best option? Your body's saying, hey, I need to take a break. Take the break. That's a good action too. That's a right action. So I want you to think about all the different ways of doing your best and being your best. Remember, being your best also helps you to rid yourself of self guilt, self blame, self loathing, your whole in your soul. We talked about that earlier. It heals. You get rid of those seven deadly sins. You stop feeling prideful. You don't want to be envious of other people because you're working on the good things in your life. You're not really greedy because you have enough. You don't need any more. You're not really angry anymore. And you're not gluttonous. You're definitely not lazy. And I, I don't think you're feeling anything lustful for someone else because you're really concerned about who's in your life and how you're treating the person that you love in your life. You're not looking for anything outside yourself. This is like having superpowers because you stay away from the gossip and the drama and the people that are negative, those energy vampires. You are a creative, strong force in life. You create more time to accomplish your goals. We talked about that in season 1. You learn how to gain that time back. And also, can you imagine that you stop judging yourself? There's no more self guilt, self blame, self loathing. You love yourself. You stop calling yourself those names. You don't want to sacrifice your joy or your happiness. You want to experience all of the great opportunities that life has to offer you, the opportunities that you have dreamed of living. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm telling you about this, because I'm doing that. Remember, always doing your best is an action. So you have to take action. And that action are those incremental steps, building a formidable foundation. Face your fears, live within your means, and find the true meaning of life. Be humble, be thankful. I encourage you to read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Maybe consider doing it my way, looking at the fourth agreement and working backwards, and then starting with the first agreement, keeping your word impeccable. Don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions. I think that's how you always do your best. Keep your words, remember, impeccable. Don't blame others, so you don't take anything personally and you aren't caught up in any silly emotional stuff around you. You keep your concentration, keep working on your goals, and you won't make any assumptions. And when you're working on your goals, you learn the process of making a game plan is what I want to call it. And you don't have time for the other stuff. And people around you are watching you. They're asking, how did you do that? I had so many women in the pageant ask me, how did you do that? How did you get here at 52? A lot of the girls were in their 40s and 30s. I think I was the second oldest woman in the pageant. How did you do that? And I said, I took incremental steps. I worked on my interview, I worked on the evening gown, and I worked on the swimsuit. And I just took incremental steps. This is the end of season 2. I want to thank you so much for listening to my podcast. This is just a work of love and joy, and it's just organic for me, just to tell you how I'm living and loving life, and that I want the same for you. I'm Rhonda, the Good Influence Her. I wish you all the best. I love you. And season 3, I didn't think I was going to have a season 3, but I've got about 4 or 5 new shows that I want to share with you. So I hope you tune in. It'll be a few months, but I'll have season 3 out, and also the second edition to my book, which I am also continuing to be a give back partner with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So if you buy the book, it may cost a little bit more with the second edition, maybe a couple bucks more, but 10% will go towards research and education for mental health, education, and of course, preventing suicide. Thank you so much. I love you, and till we meet again.